Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 25 of my Athletic Bilbao series for Football Manager 2019. So as you can see, today's game is going to be against Liverpool in the Champions League group stage. As per usual, once we're in these competitions, I always do like to at least feature a game as sort of the second episode of the season that we're currently in. And today that's going to be Liverpool. I'll show you the Champions League group at the moment. As you can see, we're currently top of the group on 10 points. Liverpool just behind us on 9 points. And then, of course, we've got two easier teams in Shakhtar in third position on 4 points and Steaua Bucharest, who are currently on 0 points. As far as the league table goes currently, we're in third place. Not the greatest in the world, but of course, we've got Champions League football again this season. We're also in the Copa del Rey. So, yeah, it's an interesting sort of mixture of competitions that we're in at the moment. And we're sort of trying to compete on all fronts as well at this present stage because, yeah, we won the league last season. Obviously, this season, Champions League is what I'm essentially going for. I would love to try and retain our league as well. However, doing all of them and, potentially going on a cup run as well might be a little bit of a difficult ask. But as you can see, we're on 25 points. Real Madrid are just in front of us on 27, and Barcelona are on 29, 2 points ahead of them. So it's all very close. We're only 4 points off Barca at the top. So, we've had a couple of draws that we probably should have won, and we would definitely be top. So, yeah, interesting turn of events. We did manage to bring in a couple more signings, or one signing, I should say. And we also let quite a few more players go out on loan on the last day of the transfer window. So as you can see, we'll go through the ins first. We've got Sol Quintero, or Sol. Yeah, we'll go with Sol. Sol Quintero, just a centre midfielder. Going to train him as the advanced playmaker. As you can see, he's pretty solid. Four-star potential, possibly 5-star, with 1.5-star current ability. He looks pretty good, especially as a playmaker. Very good mental attributes there as well. Left-footed, which is interesting, although it doesn't really matter too much with the formation that we're currently playing. As far as the outs go, we've got Carly Perez, who is declining a little bit, but he went out on loan to Baracaldo, one of our affiliated teams. We then let Xavier Moreno go out on loan to Gimnastica, who are a third-tier club, unfortunately. The next one was an interesting one. Rayo Vallecano came in for Juan Intalsti. And, yeah, I wanted to keep him at the club this season. Just, give him a few games here and there. Some of the games that don't really matter. Maybe, Copa del Rey games or Copa del Rey games. Yeah, but they came in with him and they accepted a 250k per month loan offer, which is really weird. And as you can see, he's improving nicely. He's played quite a few games, not doing too well in the league, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it was just a nice little loan move. Rayo Vallecano, of course, in La Liga with us. They're also they do have pretty good facilities, so that was kind of a no-brainer. We then let Antonio Sanchez go out on loan to Castellon, who, for some reason, are renting. This is a weird thing that I found, and I don't think I've ever seen it before. But as you can see, they have superb training facilities and excellent youth facilities as well, but they're rented. Now, I'm not sure if this has something to do with Real Madrid. Possibly, it might have something to do with that, although I'm not 100% sure. And I've never seen that before, so I thought that was interesting. We'll let him go out on loan. He's not doing too well there either, which is pretty unfortunate. John Martinez went out on loan to Real Zaragoza. He's actually doing pretty well, which is nice to see. I believe they're a second division, yeah, La Liga 2, or La Liga 1, 2, 3, I think it's called. Pablo Jovias, of course, doesn't really fit with our tactical system, although I guess they're currently retraining him as a centre mid. But he's 30 years old. He's not featuring. They wanted to pay 100% of his wages, so I just decided to let him go, to be honest. Out on loan, so if we decide to change things, we can bring him back, as he's featured quite heavily throughout the series so far. And finally, Agrizabala was sold to Sporting in Portugal, of course. 1.3 million with, I think, 200k in appearance fees as well. Basically, he was just complaining about first team football, and it got pretty heated. I actually rejected an offer from Sporting, and then he sort of started to stir up some drama in the locker room. Had some players that were for him, and some that were against him as well, because they thought he was a little bit ridiculous. But yeah, that's that. As far as the fixtures go, of course, we're doing pretty well this season. Of course, the previous episode was the 2-0 victory over Valencia in the Supercopa final. We then managed to beat Huesca 1-0 through Inaki Williams. Pretty good goal there. We then could only manage a draw against, somewhat of our bogey team. I think Real Betis they've beaten us quite a few times recently, and yeah, we don't really seem to be all that convincing against them. They actually opened the scoring in this game at our home ground as well. And yeah, as you can see, Inaki Williams in the 74th minute getting the equaliser. We did bounce back, however, against Sevilla. 3-0 victory away from home. Inaki Williams again on the score sheet. A Ketse with a penalty and a Kaya own goal. They also had a player sent off. Barisic gave away that penalty that a Ketse put away. We then had our first Champions League game. As you can see, it was against Liverpool, our opponents today. We opened the scoring in the 5th minute through Oscar Gallan. I think that was his first start of the season, and he did really well. I wasn't expecting him to come up with a goal, the opening goal as well. Liverpool did equalise, however, through Jadon Sancho. But yeah, they decided to score an own goal and give us the victory in the 63rd minute through Arthur. We then managed to beat Levante back in La Liga action, 3-0 away from home. Olazabal with an own goal, a Ketse, and again, Inaki Williams also on the score sheet there. They also had a player sent off just before half-time in David Carmona. Our opponents next were Real Sporting Gijon, and really interestingly, they were 3rd in the league at this stage, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's quite a few games in the season, 4 games into La Liga, and they were in 3rd. I think they had 3 wins and 1 loss, so it was very interesting. They opened the scoring against us at our home ground as well, as you can see, and Miguel managed to get the equaliser for us in the 69th minute. We then played against Real Madrid at home, only managed a 0-0 draw. A pretty good draw, to be fair. They actually signed... I've completely forgotten his name. I'll show you. I'm trying to jog my... Yeah, Griezmann, sorry. How do I forget Griezmann's name? So yeah, Griezmann was a free agent in the summer. I did try and sign him, but he wanted about 375k per week. Oh, as he's currently on, I didn't even look at that. Just going by memory. But yeah, he wanted 375k, and I think we could only offer him about 250 maximum. So obviously he went to Real Madrid, because he's actually a Basque player, if you weren't aware of that. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good result considering he is in their team, and their team is pretty well stacked with high quality talent. The next game was another 0-0, this time at home against Shakhtar Donetsk, and of course this was in the Champions League. Honestly, our team just didn't play too well. I expected a little bit better, but I wasn't too worried about the result. Of course, if we had lost against Liverpool and then drawn this game, I would have been much more nervous about how the results would fall and if we would actually progress in the Champions League. But a 0-0 result, not the worst result in the world for the Champions League, considering we won our first game. The next game was another 0-0 draw, so 3 0-0s in a row and 4 draws in a row as well. This time against Valencia, once again coming at home. So Home form, not looking the greatest in the world. Actually, have we drawn? We have. We drew all five of our starting home games. That is crazy. Our first 5 home games, we drew all 5. Wow. Yeah, another 0-0 draw. Not great. We then suffered our first defeat, or first and only defeat of the season, coming against Rayo Vallecano, away from home. They beat us 2-1 through Herrero, and Tronson. They also had a player sent off right at the end of the game. But yeah, Nunez opened the scoring for us, and we just, couldn't really do too much. We did have a penalty of our own, as you can see here, and Aketse actually missed it, and he got a 6.2 to finish the game. So a really low rating from him there. Would have salvaged another draw. And obviously that probably would have been a fair result, I think. I didn't really think we deserved to actually lose this game, but we'll take it on the chin and we'll move forward. And to be fair, we did just that in the next game against Steaua Bucharest. We beat them 7-0 at home. Galan managed to get 2 goals here. One in the opening 40 seconds of the game. And he also scored a penalty in the 91st. Inaki Williams managed to get himself a hat-trick. Nunez was on the score sheet again. And Javi Martinez was the other goal scorer. So yeah, a nice little 7-0 romp of Steaua Bucharest. Good stuff. We actually followed that up with another really impressive result against Leganes, a 5-1 victory. Inaki Williams with a brace there, Inigo Martinez with a goal, and Miguel with a brace in 3 minutes. So good form by him. He's coming up with quite a few goals. It's worth noting that I've been playing Inaki for most of the season since these draws sort of happened. Lekue's been dropped to the bench. As you can see, in this game, he actually got a 9.2 rating, and it did really well, and he's doing really well. He's popped up with a couple of goals recently towards these last couple of games that we'll go over, but good stuff there. We then played the Copa del Rey 4th round first leg against Racing de Santander. Managed to beat them 1-0 there through an Aketse goal. We then returned to La Liga action and managed to beat Atletico Madrid, 2-0. Inaki Williams and Nolascoane on the score sheet for us there. We then managed to beat Steaua Bucharest 6-0 away from home at their home ground. Oscar Galan Ganea with 2 goals. Ike Munayan with 2 goals as well, one coming in the 91st minute, and Sanset being the last goal scorer on the score sheet there. We then managed to beat Deportivo Alaves 1-0 away from home through an Aketse penalty. A bit of a bad result considering we only managed to sneak through the win with a penalty. And the final game I just played was a 3-0 victory over Real Sociedad, our fierce rivals in the derby. As you can see, Inaki on the score sheet there, Zabildia with an own goal, and Aketse on the score sheet once again. Now, it's worth noting that Real Sociedad are actually in 20th position, if you didn't notice that from the league table. They're currently only on 3 points, and that is coming from 3 draws they've gotten this season. Actually, looking at that, one of them came against Real Madrid, so they haven't won yet in 12 games, and that's really bad for them. I expected them to do a lot better. I think they had, starting the game, a lot of really good players, and it's just interesting to see that they got relegated, 2 seasons ago? 3 seasons ago. I think it was 3 seasons ago, and then they came back up at the first time of asking, and then of course they managed to stay up last season. But things aren't looking too good for them at the moment. We look at the finances, we're currently at 229 million, which is really good. However, the projection, as you can see, for some reason still looks really, really bad. And I'm not too sure about that, but we're not going to worry about it because essentially we're in a better financial position right now than we were last season. So I don't really understand that. Anyway, we're going to get into today's lineup for the massive Champions League game. Just having a look through here. I think we're going to go with this team. Yeah. Athami's going to start in goals. We've got Nunes Gonzalez, who's been playing quite well. He's actually keeping Garmendia out of that central defense position. Then we're going to go with Inigo Martinez, as always. Absolutely. Our two ball-playing defenders are just absolutely beasting it at the moment. As you can see, they're both very similar average rated at the moment. We've also got Inaki starting on the right wing-back position, with Guinea starting at the left-back, or the left wing-back position. We're going to give Miguel a rest. As you can see down here, his form is... Sorry, not his form. His condition is really, really badly. His form's been great, so that's worth noting. Nolascoigne, of course, as the deep-lying playmaker in defensive midfield. Then we're going to go with Sanset, Aketse, and Munayin as our three centre midfielders. And, of course, Williams will be up front. The bench today will be Ochoa, Garmendia, Lecue, Trilles, Lopez, Javi Martinez, and Catalan. Now, Guinea is not too match fit, as you saw by that pop-up message. However, I mean, I just want to give... yeah, we'll do that. Just tell the boys to pick up where they left off last time. Yeah, Miguel on 83 conditioning is almost too low for a player to be at if you want him to last the full game. Now, I could have started him, but then we'd be risking him for the next league game, and I didn't really want to do that either, so it was a bit of a toss-up, and I thought, Guinea, he's no slouch of a player himself. He is 31 years old now, but he's still got his pace to an extent. He's lost a little bit off it, but apart from that, he's still a high-quality player. Now, we do have a highlight here, 29 minutes in, I should say. Williams, one-on-one with the keeper, does not manage to score. It's a pretty good save by their keeper, actually. I thought he was going to score there. He pretty much... It looked harder not to score. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Playing it out from the back through the goalkeeper. We pump it long, give the ball away. Yeah, that wasn't a very good move there at all. They play it long. Athami comes and gathers it pretty easily, I think. And he's going to play it out from the back once again. Gonzalez pumps it long once again. Williams, one-on-one with the keeper. Does not manage to score. However, Inaki, can't get a cross in either. Yeah, things aren't looking too good at the moment, honestly. We're really not taking our chances, that's for sure, as we go into half-time. Now, I'm just going to tell the boys that I'm far from pleased, because, honestly, I'm not. I do apologise if you can hear my computer. It sounds like it's working quite hard. I have actually been recording a couple of episodes today. Just really had, a great desire to play FM19. Alright, we're going to make some subs here because this... Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. The front four, the three centre mids and the striker, all on a 6.5 or lower. That is pathetic. Now, yeah, we're going to take Inaki Williams off. I have to do it. He's been absolute dog shit today. We'll bring Martinez on. And we'll bring Lopez on as well. Let's go triple sub, all attacking players. Let's try and... We've got to try and nick a goal. I mean, we're the home team, so I'm gonna do a shout. Let's tell the boys to push forward. I mean, it might come back to backfire against us, but honestly, I'd rather just go for it, to be honest. Although a draw would probably solidify us going through to the next round, so... Oh, good save. Oh, man, that was close. Good save by Athami from the Salah shot. And he manages to gather the ball from the corner as well. We're approaching half-time. Sorry, full-time. Completely lost where we were in the game there for a second. Oh, no way. I thought that was a goal. I thought that was a goal. Okay. 0-0 draw. Another 0-0. I mean, I mentioned it before. We've had quite a few I'm going to tell the boys I'm far from pleased because, I mean, I was expecting somewhat of a tougher game, to be honest. I thought we're probably either going to lose or we were going to win. I didn't really expect to have a draw. So, yeah, very interesting. Anyway, I think that might... Yeah, it does. Puts us through to the first knockout round, which I'm really happy with. It was sort of the goal at the start of this season to at least get into the next round of the Champions League. And as you can see, we've done that. So, yeah, really happy to get through there. I think our group was a lot easier this season. Of course, last season we had, Bayern Munich, Milan. Who else did we have? I can't even remember. Yeah, I honestly can't remember. I'll have a quick look here. Hold on a second. Who else did we have? Oh, we had Chelsea. Oh, Jesus. It really was a group of death. Yeah, much easier group, so we've gotten through. And apart from that, I mean, as long as we stay consistent in the league, I think we can definitely, stay up there for the title challenge, which is, it is the, well, I don't want to say it's the main goal, because I think that would be the Champions League. And until we get knocked out, the league will take a slight backseat to the Champions League, just because I would absolutely love to win the Champions League in the, what is this, our 6th season, I think? Number 6, yeah. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and apart from that, take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.